Hello everybody, welcome back. This is going to be a bit of a different video, just kind of going over my Ludum 48 compo progress and everything I did for that. So first things first, I actually brainstormed, probably like most people, and tried to figure out what would work for the theme, which was deeper and deeper. Now, the different thing this year is I ended up doing most of that in the shower because I had just finished a workout and the theme was released like at the end of my workout, so I had to had to shower. Now, during that time of brainstorming, I ended up coming up with the idea of the player going deeper and deeper into madness, and I'd be like some sort of wizard, which would, eventually go absolutely insane, but would also have a great amount of power. So the more insanity that you had, the stronger you would become, but you'd see like duplicate images of everything. So as you're going to see, that got thrown out the window fairly early on, but not early enough, because it was simply too difficult in the span of 48 hours. I ended up switching gears and having, instead of an insanity kind of take on it, I had a darkness kind of take, in the sense that I went deeper and deeper into the darkness instead of into insanity. And so I started thinking of what would allow me to traverse darkness, and I ended up using one of the props for the original idea, a campfire. So my biggest difficulty in all of this was really just a struggle with time, because I pretty much spent the entire first day working on the insanity take, and I had to kind of restructure my code so that I could have a campfire be manipulated by my arrow keys. The movement was actually the most difficult part, because not only did I have to move the particles, which I simply did that by altering the force that was applied to the particle system. I just did this with some scripting, but I also had to move a collider, which would collide with the other campfires, and this was where issue after issue occurred. Now, this was definitely the hardest part of the game, getting the movement right, because I had to sync up like a player collider with the particle system, like the direction that they were both going, because I had them as two separate objects. Now, I tried to have each of the particles collide with the other campsites, but this did not work very well, so I ended up just having a separate object entirely. Now, after the movement was done, I did my best to add some extra effects, and as you can see, the campfires, the whole point of it was you spread fire onto another campfire, just lighting up the surrounding area. I also added some upgrades with some basic UI, and just working on that was a lot of fun. Everything was going pretty well, as well as a game jam can go. Finally, it was time to submit my project. I was super proud of it. I was right on time. I added some really last minute sounds. I just kind of improvised on guitar and made some very, very cheesy whistling noises to emulate wind. And I was clicking that export button, building out the game, and little did I know the entire game would break 100%. I could not play the game. I had no clue why, and I only had minutes. But luckily, I was reading through the rules, and you are allowed to submit your entry and then make alterations only to make sure the game actually works. Right? If I have a game-breaking error, I am allowed to change that after submission time. So I ended up doing that. I played by the rules. I didn't add anything, nothing. I just made sure that the game could work. So I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end. And yeah, here it is. If you guys end up wanting to play this, which I would really appreciate it, play or rate it, then I'm going to leave that down in the description. And I'll leave my Twitter. It has both links to it as well. So thank you for watching this video, and have a great day.